you know, riding on 3 champions per round, you can go, you know, a 1 champion round in 5 minutes and nothing will happen. You know, an 8-minute sudden death, that'll be nothing to the likes of Agent, who does manage to get the first blood.
Yeah, don't remind me of those times when we did have those extremely long sudden deaths with them. Or either way, like you said, first kill coming for Cyberfight. You can already see Venom and Effortless slowing things down. Trying to hear out exactly where they're coming from. They're able to spot him. Look at this, Effortless coming in from the backside, trying to catch him off guard. He actually falls down on the low ground. So he's unable to make that flanking maneuver work for them. 30 seconds in with only 1 frag. It's a definitely slow game.
Now, as Agent did just bag his 2nd frag, I'm going to watch him for a little bit. We did see the piercing sight come through base in somewhat of a difficult situation. I'm not sure if he fell down there, but they've traded it 1 for 1 because Agent was in the right place at the right time. Might be able to secure this frag as well. Yes, Effortless goes down. 5 to 1. This is a phenomenal start for Cyberfight.
Yeah, off to a very strong start. I think that's what they were looking for. I think a lot of it's going to, you know, kind of bank on the emphasis on the power-ups. I think Cyberfight are going to put a lot of emphasis on that, and Quaker, Orbs, it's going to be like kind of a battle of what we did see with Total Recall, where teams like get there earlier and earlier. First you start with 10 seconds early, then you go 15, then you go 20. That's kind of a battle who can get the positioning the quickest. And so far, Quaker Orbs are still struggling to really get back into maybe get close to equalizing.
Base did a really good job of surviving that, by the way. I know he had to cover anyway, but the fact that he got out there pretty much scot-free, minimal damage taken, when there were both members of Quaker Orbs all over him. Impressive stuff to survive. Just picked the right time to escape, really, above all else. Agent going in for the crazy mid-airs, does fail to connect the rocket, but no frags delivered just yet. He is out of rockets, but it doesn't matter because Effortless drops, but not after Base secures a frag of his own just in time to try and fight for this power-up for him.
The thing is, Quaker Orbs might assume that he's now low because they did so much damage to him, but he went through the blood pool, he picked up his own health from his totem, he's back to full HP. They try to push him from different angles, and that completely does not work out for them. Base gets the double kill, even though Agent does have the quad. Mega's going to be up in 2 seconds, and Heavy's up right now. If they don't take Mega away from him, I guess he actually doesn't realize it is up. That could have been extremely deadly, because look at his stack now. He's full natural.
But because this is Blood Run, we're kind of looking at that circuit that people like to run. We saw, you know, Venom right there. He was waiting by the teleporter. The second he caught sight of Agent, he was able to run back. But Base was trying to sort of sandwich them in. We're going to see 1 frag come through. But on Blood Run, you're going to run that circuit to try and avoid power-up, and the goal is going to be just die as little as possible while you're making that run. We did see Base try and head them off, though. You know, so he was trying to cut them off.
The worst part is trying to run that gauntlet and trying to get out, because they don't have a visor, so they don't have the ability to see even where Agent is. They just have to guess based off sound cues.
That was great rocket play.
Yeah. Not easy to hit a Doom double jumping, especially when he's berserked with that 550 movement speed.
As you can see.
Ooh,
oh my god. I was about to say, as you can see, we're watching Base, but as you can see, you saw firsthand how good that rocket was.
I didn't know they introduced homing rockets into Quake. Must have missed that path.
Next update, I guess.
Alright, well, Base with 6 health. He's trying to contest Heavy. He's trying to at least punish Venom for going for it, but the problem is he doesn't hit the rail. He actually had the potential to kill him, especially before Heavy was taken. A little unfortunate for him, but either way, they're still maintaining a massive lead against Quaker Orbs. And I think, you know, this first map could potentially be very one-sided for Cyberfight, but getting into the second, I think we will see QO, you know, respond and actually adapt their style a little bit more.
Well, I feel like the one thing is, if it's Blood Run and it's Cyberfight, I feel like they always have an advantage. It's how well this tournament they've been playing on Blood Run together, because you said it's a super popular CIS map. Both these guys well-versed in the art of world-class dueling. And it's one of their strongest maps in that game mode too. Of course, it's going to be strong here too. Venom manages to get 1, tries to get a second, but it doesn't work out. Effortless, though, does manage to pick up the pieces.
There's time to come back.
And just in time, actually, we're going to go check the in-game comms of Quaker Orbs as this protection spawns.
09 Heavy.
Yep.
They're on the rail. Get Heavy.
I did.
1 port today. I'm going now.
Dead. 39 Heavy.
One on
One's in
LG.
mail room. I'm with you.
Facing.
Yeah. Both B. B and rail. Blood pool. Just think about items now.
Yes. They're both around the same time.
One on Mega.
They're both on Mega.
Both on Mega. Mega's like 14.
1 LG still. Watch Demons.
I'll be B. 1 B. I'm railable right now. I can't help.
1 Hall. 40. He's still Hall.
I'm 7 health.
Totem on demons.
As you can see, the pace of this map has just been completely slowed down. And right as I've said that, we do see a group fight take place, but a significant amount of time with no frags taking place. So there was a lot of setup there, and a lot was happening, just nothing in the frag department.
Yeah, and I was saying that right before we went to comms that there was time for them to come back, but they actually gauged the time, like 7 seconds. Their spawn's not the greatest. Get weapons. They actually just gave that one up and tried to minimize the damage off the back of it. Was interested to see though that Effortless, he picked up the heavy and then like didn't call it out, didn't time it for Venom there, but he did time, I believe that was his voice, the Mega. So he heard the Mega being picked up from above, and he called out the 14, which is pretty much exactly right. Quad up in 10 seconds.
With that piercing sight activated, he knows they're going to use the jump pad, but he doesn't really have much information on where the other one is. He does huge damage, though even going in is going to be risky, yeah. Just kind of had no choice but to try and walk into danger. But wait a minute, there's a totem there. Watch out.
All right, Agent's got it though. He's been able to pick it up, and he actually gets a quad kill onto Venom with the totem.
Swapping over to Agent, that's quad.
There was something that happened there, actually, I want to just point out really quickly, is the way Base set up that fight. He was trying to fight over towards Venom, towards LG's side, and instead of sitting onto quad to get it when it spawned, he actually played away from it, so he wasn't in line of sight of Effortless at the same time, so they couldn't focus him down. Really good job of awareness to just force the one-on-one instead of potential one-on-two.
He just needed one quad nail right there. This is the danger of a quad damage nail gun, is insane. But steady lead for Cyberfight regardless.
Do you know if quad works on... I think quad works on die orb, right? So can you do...
Yes.
Can you do like... What was it? 8 times 4, 8, 16... 32,000 damage?
Probably. I don't know whether Telefrags has a set value.
I know it's just under 9,000. I don't remember the exact value, but... And yes, it did take me... I did have to calculate it in my head out loud to do 8 times 4.
Nothing wrong with that. Now pushing in together. Another fight going into the favor of Cyberfight. Actually going to change over to Base, who really is kind of getting into the thick of it. Piercing Sight's going to make it much harder for them to fight back. I actually don't even know if they caught his player model. Obviously, if you see Visor's player model, you kind of get information on Piercing Sight being activated because his mask glows, but I think he might have been blocked off by the map for that one.
I still don't know how I feel about the Doom versus the Visor, because that's what Quaker Orbs are lacking, and it's a lot of information you're lacking too. Makes it really hard to play, or to make a power play off of an item pickup too, at the same time, and to be able to gauge where they're currently sitting at. I mean, but when we were in comms, you did hear, they had a generally good idea where people are, but for instance, when he was saying there's a guy Halls, which is the area between Rocket Launcher and towards Tri-Bolt, he didn't know there was a second one was there when we could see it, and that information could allow his teammate to play more aggressively somewhere else and take more control.
That was played so well by Quaker Orbs. They really wanted to make it known that they were around that corner. Cyberfight, they put all their eggs in one basket. They tried to get that 2 versus 1 situation, and before they even realized that they were split up, that was when Venom obviously went in for that sneak attack behind, but he didn't actually get enough data. There was someone there. Agent was right next to him. I think it might have been a bit too close. Can the rocket do it? Yes, it can, but not before he's lost all of his rockets in the process.
Only 1 kill. He doesn't realize he doesn't have rockets either. He didn't even pick up the ammo. Okay, so he does switch over to LG and rail. Let's hit that first rail onto Agent. He's not going to be able to chase this one down before protection's gone. Or will he? Now is a nice another 100.
He really isn't. He does need to get some rockets though, to be honest. Effortless did manage to secure one of those frags, but in these fights here, when he's against a rocket launcher, he might even want some of that damage to contest, and he doesn't. Base picks up, but not before he gets taken out himself.
We got 15 seconds on Mega. It's probably going to be the next point of contention here. Which it seems like Quake Orbs have... Actually, sorry, Cyberface have the majority of control, and that's going to be 100 damage now done. Agent's going to have the vision and the knowledge now of where Effortless is coming from. He's extremely low on HP. But so is Agent. But Agent's able to heal up. He's got his totem come up in just a second. And that's just the difference between like a Glade and a Doom. Look how fast he's back to able to get full HP.
With that totem going down, even before he got spotted by Yen, they're going to be able to coordinate. My totem disappeared, mate. There's someone right nearby. Actually, we're going to switch over to Quaker Orbs, actually. It's been a while since we checked these guys out. Obviously behind, but not by a huge amount. They can definitely make this deficit up. In 30 seconds, we're going to see a quad damage. And that might be the key that unlocks it all.
And we're going to have Heavy and Mega right before, too. Well, I mean, they're going to be up now, so... The overstack, even if you do no damage to them, isn't going to last forever. It does obviously degrade over time if you're a newer player. So the overstack's most likely going to be gone for the most part before the quad is there. But Yevon's already set up. He's already waiting. Could obviously drop towards LG, but he wants to contest this one because he's got his teammate behind them. But Base pushes forward, wins the LG fight. Agent wins the fight against Effortless, and there's no time to respawn back in. Base has got a stack. He doesn't have piercing sight, so at least Quake Orbs have that going for them, but they still don't have quads, so it's not going to be the best situation anyways.
It kind of just feels like Cyberfight just had a brisk walk through that room and just took it without even having to try. It's kind of an interesting scenario.
They can't contest Mega. He's going to just walk straight into it. This is dangerous.
And there's no one ready yet. But while we see the quad damage and we see one frag, we're actually going to dip into Cyberfight and find out what their comms are like.
Почему коты?
Красная, Саша.
Красная, красная, гоу. А банк, я не могу.
Минус 100 голени. Прыгает сейчас. Там 2 на банк.
Я мигу буду дефить.
На ракету один уходит.
Задефил мигу, она в 20, следующая. Я... Минус 100 дум, я на шафте. Они там под ракетой стоят. Пусть стоят. Ходи.
Двое у меня.
We do listen to you guys, we hear you. Want to hear the guys chat, so more than happy to give the people what they want. But this is a really nice lead for Cyberfight. It's been quite a drawn-out map. You know, we've just hit the 30 frag mark and we've gone almost 12 minutes in now. But this is the pace that I think CIS in general, they love playing at this pace.
Well, that's great timing for Mega to be up to base. He was on 15 HP and again he's going to be knocked down just to that. It's going to be nice. A kill there out of Effortless. But they're still behind. Still a 9 frag lead for Cyberfight. Protection's going to be up in 25 seconds.
I'm actually going to switch over to Quaker Orbs and kind of see what their attack's going to look like. They've gone 2 for 2 again. This is where they did actually split up and Venom was able to get the sneak attack. I don't think that strategy is going to work again, but he's going to prioritize heavy first. And now we're reaching that 10-second mark.
He's got the stack and Berserk to actually make something happen off this. If he hits another rail, I see them immediately going in. There's the Berserk. He gets the pump on the Agent.
It's that 2v1. Stuck in the air, doesn't get much. Effortless actually goes down. Might have been a tactical suicide though. May have been expecting him to, yeah, he spawned right next to him. So, best case scenario for him. But they need to make something off this protection. But again, it's Blood Run. You can run the circuit here. You can outrun Power Up, especially seeing a Cyberfight splitting up. You're going to get 1 frag and no more.
If even that 1 frag at this rate, he's looking for it, using the rocket jump to get there. Does get a rocket.
These defensive rockets are actually pushing him away too, so it's great placement. Not for damage, but for positioning.
That teamer 2 Agent rails him, so he can't go for the chase on the base. Mega's going to be there, but he's accomplished nothing off of that power-up. Protection offering the safety to be aggressive, but a great job by Cyberfight to really prevent any damage being done.
I gotta say, man, these Cyberfight, they're playing incredibly smart. You know, it's given the stress of the situation. The second they see power up, they're still going to run the circuit. They're not going to fumble anything. I'm assuming their coordination is still going to be top notch here, even though I can't understand a word they're saying. But you can see the coordination even if you can't hear it. Oh,
timing on Mega there too. They're going to be able to secure that. There's a big difference between that and towards Heavy. I would imagine if they're them, they're both going to push through towards Heavy. I can see just playing hand in hand. They want to make sure to control these items because they need to have a big comeback. Down currently 6 frags at the moment. They're closing this gap slowly but surely. There,
oh, wow.
There you go. Now down to 4.
I'm actually going to see what Agent does off the spawn in this situation. Not the best spawn in the world because he is definitely railable, but hang on, here comes Venom actually. Go check him out. God, we got there in the end.
A little bit scared of the rail. Didn't want to get hit. Obviously realizing they can't afford to throw any more frags away because we're almost to that minute mark and they're only down by 4. There's a very good chance that they could pull back a lead right before the time does run out. LG trying to come in, great use of the wall by Agent to make sure he doesn't get hit, but Base is on 8 HP. Agent should be relatively low too. Heavy's going to be up, Mega as well, but there we go. Effortless gets the kill. This should put them at 30, and they are now a stone's throw away from tying this up.
1 minute warning. So it's more likely we are going to hit that timeout situation, but this is an amazing quad. Effortless actually, he's going to be quite weak, I think. He had definitely hesitated walking into that rocket, but it doesn't matter. He's going to get quad damage, and of course we're going to change to Effortless. Even though he's got quad damage, no armor, or 10. Concerning, but that point blank super shotgun.
So if you're Cyberfight, you have to be careful. You need to go for trades. If they pick up 1 more kill, you're looking at sudden death, and at that point you have about 20 seconds left to determine, do you want to go for another kill, or do you want to try to drag it out? You can see, I think both teams, well, at least Cyberfight trying to back off. They're not trying to die here at all. It's a great little bounce. They do get the trade, the 1-for-1 though. Cyberfight still have the lead. Effortless on 1 HP. He's got to back away. 20 seconds left to go. They need 1 frag just to force into sudden death.
Yeah, a 1-for-1 in that situation is not going to cut it. They need One more frag.
They gotta go.
and
You gotta go.
They have 10 seconds to do it. The patience. Look at c58. They're just setting up shop. They're going to defend. Surprisingly, Asian actually run out. They all die. So we're going to be back to square one. And there we go. c58 are able to seize that first map, but not without a dramatic finish.
I'm amazed. I am amazed that c58 even took that last skirmish. They could have just ran away and been fine. And yet you kind of wonder, why did Effortless and Venom wait so long to force that final engagement? Maybe they're trying to get the positions from LG and from Secret to push at the same time. But you have to kind of wonder, maybe if they sussed out the information a little bit earlier on, they could have had a favorable trade, especially with how grouped up c58 were in that room. Rocket launcher is king and just absolutely decimates them, and that's why you saw the double kill come through at the end.
I was actually surprised once they caught sight of where Quaker Orbs were. Base actually moved forward in that exchange, and my brain is like, Base, surely the play would have been maybe to go back with the time. I just don't think they trust their ability to be able to run away without fighting back and running the risk of just getting picked off and there being a sudden death.
I think even at the same time, it was if he dies, it goes sudden death, right? Which is obviously a big deal because you want to end it in normal time. But if he doesn't move forward, if he doesn't spread away from Agent, the rocket launcher could kill them both at the same time. And they actually could lose the map in the final seconds. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm having to invite admin,
okay.
But I literally can't see the bar. Sorry, guys. You can't see this.
This is a great meme here.
I'm really sorry, guys. This is the most unprofessional thing.
No, it's all right. But yeah, so I think that the spreading apart actually worked out for them. And they weren't able to die at the same time, which did force a potential sudden death. Or in best case scenario, they win, which they did.
So next map, we don't quite know what the next map is just yet, but we're moments away from finding out. Sorry guys, just inviting our admin back into the lobby. Going to be super transparent here. Where is he? There he is.
I'm sorry.
I've got nothing. I'm sorry guys.
I've got
nothing.
now, but I'm enjoying this as much as everyone else.
I'm not.
It's like you're an old grandfather, like trying to read the newspaper or read something.
Can't invite him. This is highly embarrassing. I swear to God, I know how.
Oh wow!
to
Now
someone.
now I actually understand because I have to like look under the desk to see it. I'm pretty sure. No, he's not in the group.
Trying.
But maybe I actually have the lead and maybe I'm supposed to do it.
I think so. Maybe you do.
No, I don't. Oh no, I do have the lead. So he is in the group. I think it might have to remake the group. Actually, I think it's a little bit bugged on our side.
So we have to go quick. We have to go quickly fix that.
Yeah, I think there's a potential we might have to just take a quick break because I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to be the one to blame.
All right, we're gonna go for a quick break, guys. You didn't see any of this.
We're just
gonna go and quickly rewind time and see you in a couple of minutes.
In the past.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Quake 2v2 Open live at Dreamhack Tour, where the lobby was created without incident, and I promised that until my dying breath. Now, our next map is going to be Blood Covenant. This could actually be our final map. Cyberfight could be on the verge of a 2-0 if they take this, but Quaker Orbs, I think they have other things in mind. They want to make sure another North American team is represented in the playoffs. And they were looking good, to be fair. That was one of the closest maps, if not the closest map we've had all day.
I know we're going to recap it later on, but I'm trying to think how many NA teams have made it through. Well, Liquid, and then you have AMD European, Sleep to Awake European, British Pro European, Ice Climbers European. So Death's prediction might be wrong of the NA versus NA finals. So,
well, to be fair,
for the sake of North America, Quaker Orbs need to take this back.
With one more map for Cyberfight, they are looking as good as we expected. They had a really good start, but then Quaker Orbs really started to bring it back within Blood Run. And if you just joined us, it really was one of those photo finish moments. It was down to almost sudden death, right as that 15-minute mark hit. All 4 members died, but there was a 1 frag difference the whole time.
So we have Visor and Doom for Effortless and Venom. Again, I still would like to see the Galena and the Visor here. I think Doom's slowly being phased out. He's still good, don't get me wrong, but the healing you get, it makes a power-up have much more potency, because you can heal up someone if they're low after taking protection or after taking quad and give them the potential to make something happen instead of having to play defensive to restack.
Oh, absolutely spectacular flick rocket. Unfortunately, because he was beat to the punch by Mega, all of those rockets didn't secure him a frag at the risk of dying himself, but I like the awareness. I still think that was impressive from Venom, regardless whether anyone died or not.
So yeah, I'm getting the re-ammo, the re-up on the rockets. Doesn't have a lot of HP to work with, so gotta be a little bit careful. You can see him spamming away with these nails. Just shredding his accuracy. So, oh, because everyone knows accuracy is king.
Yes.
Not damage, Zoo. It's accuracy.
But we're going to switch over to Effortless momentarily. Oh, the rail fails to connect, so he's going to actually have a nice amount of stack to try and fight back here in a situation where he might even be able to... Nope, he can't. Base is just going to be up on the bridge before he returns. And this kind of like slow-paced, 1-for-1, constantly making returns kind of game, I think we are going to see this throughout the map, because this is elimination point, but this being the last series of the day, there's very much all to play for here. You know, you don't want to be that team that goes out, not this late in the tournament. With Quaker Orbs being in a unique circumstance to a lot of our teams, traveling a significantly longer distance. This being an open bracket tournament, they've really had to just sort of go through hell and back just to be at this stage.
Bet Corvid is out there like, oh, they went the long distance, huh? I mean, for Australia. But you're definitely right.
I mean, those guys are the MVPs of long distance.
Yeah, I mean, NA is very far away. Quad's about to spawn in. Cyberfight's already set up a position around it. They're going to be coming in from the teleburb. They've already lost one. Effortless gets dropped. Venom gets the quad. But the thing is, he's running into it with it, with Berserk active, and he's not able to close the gap.
That is the weakness of Lightning Gun and Doomslayer. He'd pop the Berserk to try and secure the power-up. Yes, he was able to get quad, and he got a kill in the process, but he's stuck to melee. He can't run away because he risked dying, but that moment of deciding to fight was just a bad idea. I think he needed to take quad, he needed to escape, let Berserk run out, and then use quad to finish the job. You get stuck in a straight line, the Berserk sticks you at a set trajectory, and the LG, he got basically 100% base right there.
I almost guarantee he's really upset with himself about that too, because it's
that one moment of, you know, you see red, you just want to punch things, you know. Yeah. We don't all think straight when we're angry.
It's true, and the thing is, I mean, he might not have been thinking straight when he was red, but that could have potentially set him on a path to make them drop out of the entire tournament. Like that quad, what could they have accomplished with it? Luckily, Cyberfight didn't get that far ahead, but it's more about what could they have potentially accomplished, because they were really limited on the power-ups they could get on that last map.
Oh, I definitely think they're going to save that hindsight. But oh my god.
Oh, and even come to suicide by just walking into it with the rocket.
I feel at least, you know, if they're going to look into hindsight for those kind of moments, you know, that time is not going to be now. There is still plenty of this map left to go. But you know Cyberfight, they're going to want to close this out 2-0. It has been a long day. These guys have been here for a long time.
Some decent rockets, not doing a ton of damage, but forced them very far back. Heavy spawned in, and Venom does take it right before he does fall, so that's technically a win for them. Obviously not the win he wanted of getting Heavy and escaping. That was a fat rocket coming in. But Effortless still gets the kill, but AJ has the last laugh as he runs through the totem.
I mean, that honest to God, that reminds me of Doom 2016, where you would take the kinetic mine. It's a homing mine. You kind of drop it before death, and even if you go down, you would delay your respawn just until the mine connected, and then you would get the final kill, and you would feel like a god.
I thought you were talking about single player. I'm like, I never died in Doom.
No, it's not a single player meta. Multiplayer meta rule way.
I died in Doom, actually.
I'm sure you did. But here comes the power-up. It's going to be protection, cyber fight with access to it. Base looking really good. An impressive stack for protection, to be honest. All he needs is 150, and he's going to be, you know, a one-man army.
Most importantly, though, it's a second power-up on this map. They already controlled power-ups last map. Quaker Orbs need to do... I think that's even what Deaths was saying earlier on when he was casting, that Quaker Orbs need a lot more control when it comes to these power-ups. That's something they extremely lack, so shout out to him to kind of give us that analysis, because it's proven true into this matchup, and it's coming to haunt them. Already doubling their kills, 14-7.
I mean, Death and Crew, they're going to have a lot more experience screaming against the likes of Quaker Orbs. I kind of really remind you, if you watch any of the American players stream, they're always playing against people like, you know, Effortless and Venom, because they're all taking this very seriously. So if anyone's going to have experience against these teams in particular, it's going to be NA. Of course it is. And it's been great to have their insight for this tournament.
Let's see, Agents can be healed back up again. Still have a minute to go onto Quad. It's about Quaker Orbs. They need a game plan. They need to think ahead, and without the Galena, it's really hard to... The thing is, it's a trade-off, right? You have the heal, and you can use the totem to block off the teleporter, but with the Doom, it kind of shows your hand of, we're just looking to berserk in from behind and grab it on you. But if there's a totem there, you completely shut down the Doom. You force him to double jump, which makes him jump over the actual spawn if he's trying to time it perfectly. It's just really hard to do against the Galena if you don't run one yourself.
Wonderful timing from Base. That is 3 100 damage outputs in general, back to back. And that's going to put Quaker Orbs in a horrific situation. It's going to force them to stay down there, use the small items to try and heal back up. It's going to waste a lot of time, and while you're wasting time, you're going to be giving Cyberfight a lot of that top of the map control. That's going to secure them the power up if they play their cards right.
And with the timings of Mega and Quad, basically you can pick up Quad and pick up Mega off of that, and then just go time. So I'm really worried for either of these teams. I mean, we could see if Quaker Orbs do get this Quad and turn it into a Mega pickup, they could easily come back this kill difference. The Agent gets a kill into Effortless. Quad's about to spawn in. Yeah, this is not good.
I'm assuming, is actually going to go to Base. He's going to be content with his health. 4 rails, that could be 4 easy frags if he lands the shots. And yeah, they're going to play that runaway game. But with the piercing sight, you can only run away for so long. Visor sees all. I'm actually going to swap to Agent because this is a fight. And he's opting to run away. Good call. Back to Base and picking up Venom. Coordination is going to be utmost important, realizing that if Agent's going to run away, he's at least going to tell them where they are, so Base can just clean house.
Oh, they're both going to be extremely low now. He still has Quads, finally going to fade away, but Agent gets a kill into Venom. It's funny because Base is getting them low and Venom's finishing them off. Or sorry, Agent's finishing them off. Well, the Effortless is able to respawn back, but look at the kills. They're still double the amount of frags that Quaker Orbs does have. I mean, hell, Base alone has more kills with 13 than Quaker Orbs has, period.
That's a very good point. We're actually going to check the stats, so you guys at home can check out, yeah, 13-8 on the side of Cyberfight. At this point, it really feels like this is Cyberfight's map to lose.
Effortless going back up towards Rockets. Mega's up in a second. If they keep this timing of it too, it's going to be up off the back of a power-up time and time again. Very careful for Quaker Orbs, because like this is the point of the game where if you start to slip, if you start to go down or get down yourself, then you know Cyberfight can quickly run away with it.
Switch over to him. Haven't seen him in a fair old while. Caught in a bad situation. Doesn't want to continue jumping. Obviously, Doomslayer and LG not the best of friends. Popping Berserk, but I think he got more than he bargained for. I'm not sure he was prepared for the two of them to be there.
You know, Doom guy's so badass. Or Doomslayer, I never thought that lightning would be his greatest weakness. In the form of a gun, obviously. Oh, come on. Don't give me a thumbs down. It's because you love Doom so much that you like rate me, or you like really grade me really harshly.
No, production asked me internally if I had food yet.
Oh.
That's what.
That was just bad timing then.
Sorry guys, you get to hear what happens behind the scenes. Here comes the protection. Moments away from spawning.
Oof. Oh, that's actually equal trade so far. Agent gets the kill on Venom again with the totem. And they're going to have Base with the protection. Mega up in 4 seconds. Again, I still say Galena Visor is just too strong to not play it together in tandem. The amount of times the totem has done some serious damage to the person coming through the teleporter is just, it's too many times. You can't keep having this happen over and over again.
We're also seeing Cyber fight.
Oh,
and I know exactly, that was, yeah, absolutely sexy movement right there. But Cyber fight, they're not going to be, I think, intimidated by Doomslayer. These guys have been dueling for a very long time. Blood Covenant really is one of their bread and butter maps. Doomslayer, incredibly popular in Duel as well. So they know how he's going to move around, they know how to deal with the Berserk, they know how to sort of go against it. Berserk extremely likely when the power-ups are going to drop, because it's one of the reasons that you kind of see Doomslayer get selected, both mobility, stack, and that kind of real guaranteed access to high damage when a power-up spawns. but that's not, it's something that c58 have seen a million times over.
2-on-1 again. This is most likely to be a 2-pro exchange. Yep, base gets away, Agent cleans up the kill. 50 seconds on quad. And this lead just ever growing, 13 frags now, and again, Quaker Orbs have yet to be able to touch one of the power-ups on this map. They need to change things up, they need to get there early, because every time that they've gone for a power-up, it's been them attacking into it and c58 defending. And c58's all about the defensive play. They need to get there earlier, they need to contest it. They need to change something up, they need to do it now.
Mentioning power-ups quite, you know, it's funny you should mention that because we do have Quaker Orbs on comms, and I really want to hear how they fight for this. Inbound.
They're on Mega.
Yeah. The turn fire?
On the rockets. Be on HG. Ordered.
He's dead, I'm weak though.
On rockets. 3. I'm weak.
I'm with you.
One LG. One on bridge.
Mega sin.
I'm on. Yep. 51.
You know, not to beat a dead horse, but we've been saying this over and over again. Galena, he spent over half of that quad playing defensive, waiting for healing, waiting for Mega to respawn back in. He wasn't allowed to be aggressive off the first power-up they've had this map. And that's just unfortunate. Yeah, they didn't really fall farther behind, but they're still down 16 frags.
And because we always go down to that slow game and that long game, we've gone past the 10-minute mark, right? There's going to be just over 4 minutes left to play. c58 with over double of a kill difference. I feel like this is not one of those things where they're just slowing it down to a pace. When this is elimination point, yes, Effortless did just get 2 frags, but if it's going to frustrate Quaker Orbs by any degree, this is, I think, one of the most stressful situations you can be in. A few minutes away from being eliminated from a major tournament, $50,000 on the line, you're against some frustratingly efficient opponents, and they have double the frags that you do. I mean, this is a deficit that only gods really can come back from.
And this just reminds me, I kind of hate to say it, and I hope they don't take it the wrong way, but it reminds me of Maestro EU, just playing what they're comfortable with right now and not adapting mid-tournament or even mid-series. You know, when Tahang brought out Clutch, people didn't know how to counter it, but you need to be able to make that adaptation, you know, mid-game, mid-series, to be able to come back to consider yourself, you know, one of the best teams. And I mean, they have the ability to switch champions if they do want to. They have yet to do so. At least they're not down by over double their frags, but the time, it's running away. Every second that goes by just puts them further and further behind.
They're trying to establish some control around power-up, but with Agent getting 1 rail and then collecting Mega, he's super stacked. And there, here's that 2 versus 1. Effortless goes down. This should be 2 for 2. Base, it just has no issues taking that fight whatsoever. And things are just going superbly for c58. I mentioned this was their map to lose. I really think that's going to be the case, especially as each power-up starts to add up. The frags go unreturned. They may think they have their hand on Agent here, but they don't, because Base is right behind them. That's exactly what he wanted. He wanted them to chase Agent. What was that?
He rocket jumped up to Banana to try to catch them out. I mean, that was a clean 4 for 0. 2 before the protection, 2 after the protection. They're not 37 frags. There's a chance they actually could finish off of kills, and Quaker Orbs still have yet to hit the 20 mark. I want to see them come back, but time is just running out here, Ketchup. The chance of them to be able to pull this back is just diminishing.
And as each second goes by, we don't have much of this round left to go. I mean, I'm not going to say celebrate too early. c58, they can't completely take their hand off the steering wheel. They can't go into autopilot mode, but they're in a fantastic situation, and they're maintaining their control. You know, the past X amount of like megas, it's going into c58's favor. They've had this half of the map for the majority of the duration of the map.
Yeah, I think I've only seen Effortless get mega once, and that was off of the quad in the end. Maybe twice actually, because he got it once after quad. 3 minutes and 20 seconds, approaching almost that 14-minute mark. A minute and a half left to go, and Quaker Orbs, they have to make something happen now. The thing is, now their hands forced. They have to be super aggressive. And again, playing defensive is a style that c58's going to be happy with. That's where they've been able to trade, not even trade these kills. They've been getting these kills outright.
Oh my God.
And I don't think we've seen a kill on the board for Quaker Orbs, at least more than one, in quite a long time.
You know, I think that one sequence kind of said it all. Agent has just been kind of just moving around willy-nilly on top of this map, goes towards Mega, just sort of moves towards. He even saw someone down there. He wasn't even prepared for the LG, you know, going up on the jump pad, because he just knew they weren't going to use it. He knew they're not going to take that risk. and then he just got one rocket and just easily secured the frag and got Mega. Their control has been absolutely impeccable. They've got a double. This could be the start. Oh, I don't know, actually. Let's look at the difference here. 1 minute to get 20 frags. I'm not convinced.
Well, like a terrible sitcom. You know what it's time for, kids? To learn more Russian with Cyberfight.
На квад он бежит, на кваду он. Блин, съебись, вода. Давай, Полос. Полос.
So for us there, that was actually funny. They called GGs, and we heard them taking off their headsets because they already knew